Guys, welcome to Stacia Kennedy Show, the affiliate marketing influencer podcast, as well as we are live on, the internet, the interwebs. It's going to be everywhere, Welcome again. My name is Stacia Kennedy. If you're new to my channel or here on my space on the internet, I am sharing my space with the amazing Alex S. Elliott, nurse practitioner turned full-time affiliate marketer. Was a wannabe affiliate marketer for a long time, but now she's recently having $1,000 to her name in February, just here in 2019, depending on when you're watching this video, to earning over $21,000 in commissions from ClickFunnels and complimentary products. In her first 2 months, she's now launched her second of her own product funnels, and in the third month, of doing affiliate marketing. I'll let her tell you more about what she's been doing because I'm so excited. And I'm so lucky to be in your space. Thanks for being here with me.
Thanks for having me. I feel lucky to be in your space. It's funny. You are on my Dream 100. So I was like, wow, I get to do this with Stacia. This is so much fun. So yeah, this is a blast, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you. I appreciate you.
We'll put her links down below as well. She has an awesome Facebook group where she's supporting people in the six-figure family. I'm so glad to be part of the family as well. We have some family members jumping on in here. Glenn, Carrie, hi, Fernanda, welcome. So if you guys have questions for her below, but it's real casual. I like being casual here, and I'm just going to grill Alex about what she's been up to here. And so you can definitely comment below if you have questions. But Alex, tell me a little bit more. I mean, nurse practitioner turned affiliate marketer. How does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like complete off the res kind of turn. It happens because finally something stuck. That's how it happened, honestly. This is me after 14 years trying to make it online. And it was never like a full-time thing. It was like always nights and weekends. I'd come home from my job, nursing at the hospital, working 12-hour shifts or whatever, and come home exhausted and, stay up just a couple more hours trying to figure this whole thing out. I was doing FBA, drop shipping, eBay, like you name it. I was like flipping crap on Craigslist. Like I didn't care. Like I wanted to make it, and I didn't know what that looked like necessarily. I just knew I wanted to be free, And so I tried it all. I kind of joke sometimes with people in my group. I'm like, I legit have probably taken every course on the internet. I'm not kidding. I've spent so much money just trying to figure this whole thing out. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate, right? It's not this linear path. It never is. It's this you're just trying to figure it out. And so I kind of did a lot of bouncing around, probably chased a lot of shiny objects. Not probably, I really did. Because I never could really find my place and never really maybe trusted myself to see something all the way through. What ended up happening is about 2 years ago, I lost my job as a nurse practitioner when the clinic that I was working for suddenly closed. They actually decided, we didn't know they were having money issues. They hadn't paid us in 6 weeks, but they kept saying it was because they were changing payroll companies. And there was just story after story. So we're like, all right, seems legit. Like everything seemed cool. So we're like, it's coming. And then suddenly they went bankrupt and they shuttered. And it was like within a 48-hour period, we had to move all our patients. It was a big nightmare. So I completely lost my job, had no money for the past 6 weeks. So I had bills coming to pay, and I went from being in a pretty, with a pretty steady income to suddenly nothing. And I was behind on my bills, and it was devastating. It was a huge blow. And I was just like, I'm never putting my financial future in an employer's hands again. I just cracked, and I just said, I'm going to make it online. I'm going to make it myself, or I will die trying. That is how it is. So I did something that I do not recommend anybody out there do. I went and I cashed in my 401k. Don't do that. It's not a wise financial move, but I did it. Cashed in my 401k and was like, damn it, I'm going to live on this and figure it out. And it took definitely some serious time to get some traction. But I started to get some traction in like a digital marketing agency. We were doing Facebook ads. We were doing Pinterest marketing. Weirdly enough, I like started to get some traction with Pinterest, and it was pretty good. And so right when I was like, ooh, I'm getting some traction. This is great. Things are looking up. Boom. Life has this way of sometimes just knocking you down, right? Like right when you're getting your stride. And my mom had this horrific accident, and she ended up being crushed like massively under this huge thing. Took like 4 men to remove it off of her, and she ended up with like a shattered femur, broken everything basically. And because I had been a healthcare provider and was the only healthcare provider in the family, like suddenly my mom was my responsibility, like my full-time responsibility. Nobody else in the family was, she and my father are no longer together, and et cetera. So I went from having like 12 to 14 hours a day to like bust ass in my agency, to having an hour, 2 hours a day when I wasn't caring for my mom full time, bathing her, dressing her, feeding her, changing her bandage, everything. So I lost all of my business. It's like a crazy thing when you don't serve your clients, suddenly they leave. And so I lost it again. And it was like, damn, man, come on. I like the one thing. So, but I didn't give up. I knew that working online was like having that online dream was what I wanted. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to rebuild again. I'm going to figure it out, damn it. And it took a little while, and I was a little bit confused as to what I was going to do. And suddenly one day I was doing the digital equivalent of like searching through the couch cushions for money because I was running out of money. Went to one of my PayPal accounts, and I was like, I wonder if there's any money in there. And I saw like these little commissions that were still coming in. Like all of my client invoices had stopped. None of them were coming in anymore. So like these big chunks of money were not happening. But like there was like $15 from AWeber, and then another $50 from this, and then like there was Bluehost and all these things that I had promoted. I'm talking like on a silly niche site, like back in 2013, 2014, when I was having, shiny object syndrome, and like doing SEO niche sites was my thing at the time, right? So I thought, oh my God, I worked once way back in 2013, 2014, and these commissions are still coming in. That is insane. And suddenly the power of affiliate marketing and how affiliate marketing could save my life, and was saving my life in that moment financially, because I hadn't been putting in the work, but there was still money coming in. So the power of that really hit me in that moment. And I was like, all right, this is my lifeline. This is my lifeline. I'm going to do this. And I had used ClickFunnels for my digital marketing agency as just a lead gen mechanism. That was it. I was just, getting leads in the door with ClickFunnels because it was great for that. But I had never, I knew about their affiliate program, but I had never actually pursued it. That hadn't been my thing. And suddenly I was like, wait a minute, ClickFunnels, they pay 40%, it's recurring. Maybe I could do that. So it kind of fell into the ClickFunnels world. I found out about One Funnel Away from Chris Fong's blog. And that was it. I just got sucked like a vacuum into OFA. Stephen and Russell did a really good job of knocking down all my limiting beliefs in Belief Week. And suddenly I just went bananas promoting the OFA. And that's really how I got into hardcore ClickFunnels affiliate marketing in the longer version, I guess. Sorry.
No, perfect. Yes. That's how we met, through another group within the One Funnel Away Challenge. If you don't know what we're talking about, the One Funnel Away Challenge is a great place for people to get started. And I did a great webinar on that because, people just also need to understand, if you want to grow a company, any business online, you have to start there with your funnel and learning more about what that is and how it works. And that One Funnel Away Challenge really helps people with that. And I'm so excited. Yeah, it also helps me as well, bring in a lot of income because, it's just the fundamentals too.
You just hit it on the head. It is the fundamentals. They teach you the structure of what a great sales experience is like, right? Beginning to end. The hook, right? How you grab your customers or your potential customers' attention, the way you bring them in with story, the way you make your offer matter to them with story. And then, the way you craft that sales message, the way you create that irresistible offer and, take them on this journey with you. It's just such a powerful foundational structure for how to build any business on earth. It doesn't matter. So yeah, you're 100% right.
Thanks. Yeah, I kind of started the same way too. I actually did niche websites.
Did you really?
Yeah. So someone actually shared with me the other day a picture of me doing a blogging class, my first blogging like live class at my friend's coffee shop. I was like, oh my
God,
God,
so cool.
2008, I think, or something like that. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, we've been at it a long time. And I saw that you mentioned as well, it's been, what, 14 years for you?
14 years, since like 2005. I've been like banging my head against this thing, trying to make it work to varying degrees of success. But I think that, and maybe some people can relate, maybe not, but I think that I probably had some, or I definitely had some mindset issues that I would end up just like sabotaging myself. And I would get close to success and I would start to get some traction, and then I kind of like freak out and like couldn't maybe handle it. And so I'd end up, and this is all in hindsight. I don't think at the time I would have said I was sabotaging, but in hindsight, I look back and I go, yeah, I think I was self-sabotaging and not really allowing myself to have success, not allowing myself to persist enough to where I got to the point that I was successful. And something in me cracked during Belief Week, that in the February OFA, where I was like, I am no longer going to look left or right. This is it for me. I am done. I am done. I will do this. And it doesn't mean that I won't go on to do other things, but I will see this through until I reach what I consider success. And once I've reached that point, then I will allow myself, and only then will I have earned the right to do other things. Right. So I'm very disciplined in myself in that way now.
Good. Yeah. I've been working on that too. And that OFA does definitely helps with that. So you started so let's clarify that. You started in February just getting serious, but you've been in affiliate marketing for over 4 years.
So I had done, so I'll tell you, my experience with affiliate marketing was limited to a couple of niche sites that I started back in 2013, 2014, 2015, that time frame. And what I was doing was I was ranking them via SEO. So relatively slow method of ranking them. It would take at least 6 months for me to get any kind of traffic to talk about. And it would be like review sites. I mean, these are not sites that I would even want to show anyone. They're like embarrassing, but like little, like little review sites of things, of softwares and whatever. I'd review hosting, I'd review Aweber, I'd review like little things. And the commissions weren't anything to really like write home about, right? It was just like little bits of things that when added up kind of covered the bills. So that had been the extent of my experience with affiliate marketing. I had never done like ClickFunnels affiliate marketing or funnel-based affiliate marketing. Funnel-based affiliate marketing is so different than SEO-based affiliate marketing, right? And I had never been like a public persona. I hadn't leveraged a personal brand. I'd always hid behind a logo. I always hid behind a name. I never put myself out there like that. So a lot of this is so new for me because I made the decision, after Steven said publish daily, I was like, all right, I got to publish daily. I guess I got to be a public figure, and so that was all new. That was not something I had done prior. It was not, so a lot of this is new because this type of affiliate marketing is so different. So very, very different. Yeah.
So, there's so many things I want to talk about now.
Okay.
Good stuff. So, one, SEO, guys, like there's so many different ways that you can make money online.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things that is coming up for me hearing Alex talk, if you can make $1 online, you can make $1 million. You can make $1,000. You can make 100, whatever your goal is. And so just the other day too, I actually, speaking of like checking these accounts, make sure to check your accounts and have a list, because I checked one of my affiliate accounts the other day and I had no idea that I actually had to go in and request the payout, and I had $160 in there. I was like, what?
What?
I had no idea. But let's talk about mindset too, because that's very critical. A lot of people, somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, I'm new to this. Please be patient with me. Like, I just got started. And then I'm like, she's like, she's like, I'm so determined. I'm so proud of her. She's like, I'm so determined to make this happen. How many people actually stick with it? And I'm like, girl, you are a part of the 1%er. You're a 1%er because you're still here with me, you know, a few years from now, and you're not, never give up. We actually, Alex and I met in a collaborative group about mindset because we were showing up in this group and, you know, this person could tell that we were like, you know, very like experienced in our mindsets and like, let's talk about what's been keeping you going all these years.
So I think that, you know, yeah, like to an outsider, you hear like, oh shit, but like she's been at this 14 years. Does this mean I have to do this 14? No, you're probably a lot brighter than I am. Don't worry. So you'll probably pick it up quicker. But the other thing, you know, you have to understand, I played this game for a long time where I made it more important to please the people in my life than to please myself. And I prioritized pleasing my mom and my dad and what they wanted for my life. They wanted me to have, you know, I have 2 bachelor's and a master's degree, none of which I am using right now, all of which I'm still paying off, right? So I went this route that was prescribed for me. I went this route, you know, my mother has a doctorate, my father has a master's degree. It was drilled into my head from a very young age, education, you know, and you have to go as far. I was always told by my mother that children of like people with degrees always go on to get 1 degree beyond. So I was like, does that mean postdoctoral work? Like, what do I have to do? Oh my God, you know? So, and I love my mother to pieces, but she always had very high expectations of me. And I was the firstborn and I always tried to, I grew up trying to please. And so I spent a good portion of my life, unfortunately, living that out and pleasing others and subsuming my own true desires for my life underneath that and making that secondary. And I think that's what took me so long. I think that for a long time, I feared the judgment of my family if I left this, you know, I got to a point as a nurse practitioner, I was earning 6 figures. I was doing very well. You know, I had my own super nice office. I had like people were, you know, I had made it, right? You know, and yet I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I was super unhappy, and I'd come home and be like, how do I figure this out? How do I get out of this, right? You know, I loved my patients, but I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to be location independent, and that wasn't the case. So, yeah, I think that's why it took me so long, and I had to get to the point where I was willing to risk the rejection of my family, risk the judgment of my family, and at all costs pursue what I wanted to do and just own it and claim it and be okay with it. So that was a big deal for me.
Awesome. Speaking of owning it and claiming it, for those who are new, you don't have to be what I kind of want to dig in, like how did you come to the realization like, okay, now I'm going to put myself out there as an influencer rather than just being totally behind the scenes with SEO and blogging and things like that? What made you to transition in this type of marketing?
I think it was definitely watching Stephen Larson and really getting in my bones from him and his coaching during the One Funnel Away Challenge, how important it was to publish daily, how important it was to just be out there, how important it was to, you know, be the attractive character or an attractive character, and whatever that means, right? Like attractive character just doesn't mean like just go out there and be like a nice guy or like literally you have to be pretty, right? It doesn't mean any of those things. It means you have to be this character that stands for something, that is something, that means something, that inspires people, that leads, that even is sometimes polarizing or takes a position that not everybody takes, or whatever, you know, whatever that looks like for you. And he says this great thing, you got to be yourself, but louder. And so I'm definitely myself, but louder, you know, online. And I'm a little, like, it's funny because I decided with this whole thing, you know, about a year and a half ago, I deleted my entire Facebook thing. When the whole like Facebook melee was going on with the like privacy and data and blah, 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 I said, screw it. I'm done. I downloaded all my pictures and I was out. Like I just completely deleted my account. It was done. And then, of course, I decided, oh, that might have been a little rash. So, about 6 months later, I was like, let me slip back in the back door. And so I slipped back in the back door. And the funny thing was, is when I came back, my family and friends didn't know that I came back. They had no idea. So they weren't like looking for me, I just kind of didn't tell anybody and I slipped back into Facebook through the back door. And for a long time, I probably had like 20 friends. Like that was it. I just had like my 20 closest peeps and then didn't really add anybody. And I was like a lurker and whatever. And then decided to do this whole like influencer marketing, attraction marketing type thing. And I was like, all right, I got to go balls to the wall now. What else? So I built my Facebook profile funnel. I just decided that this persona was going to be me, but a little bit louder, me, but a little bit more like intense and in your face, and not like in your face in a shitty way, but like I want to inspire people. I want to push people. I want to support people. I want to love people to their own personal finish lines. Like I really care, and I wanted people to know that. But I also wanted to be unafraid, and I wanted to just be like, out there and whatever. So that was just the decision I made after watching Steven. Steven's so intense, right? And when even just a little bit of the Steven dust rubs off on you, you're like, all right, I'm going to do it. And you just go. And that's what happened. So I was just like, let's go. And, I just I don't even think I had my voice in the beginning. And I'm probably still finding my voice, to be totally transparent. And I'm still finding what works and what doesn't. And it's this constant trial and error. You're constantly like just dropping things out into the world and like, okay, are people responding? Are they not responding? Okay, that was a bomb. Don't do that again. All right, that one works. Let's do more of that, right? It's this constant trial and error. And that's what we do as marketers. We make an offer, we test it, we tweak it, we look at the data. Did people respond? Did they hate it? Did they love it? What did they like about it exactly? And do more of that. So it's just been this like fun game, I guess. And I really look at it like that. I feel like I get to play all day and it's awesome. I get to care about people. I
really don't know what the heck I'm doing half the time, guys.
We don't know what we're doing. We're just doing it. That's the only difference. We don't know what we're doing. We're just doing it. We're out here doing it and we're screwing up a lot and we're getting back up, dusting ourselves off. And we're not really attached to the outcome. We just want to get better every day. It's just us against ourselves. That's it. And we keep going.
Awesome. So let's get some tips and things that people can take away today or this morning. You are doing fabulous with your Facebook group. How did you get started and what tips can you give people who maybe want to start their own group or just maybe just start lurking, and what should they be looking for adding to in these groups?
So a couple of things. I'll start kind of like macro. If you want to build a tribe, if you want to build a list, if you want to be kind of this public figure that supports and teaches and magnetizes and I'm not going to belabor the point like all the valuable things about having a list or a tribe, but there are, it's as long as my leg, right? Like the list is so long. You can educate, nurture, they're going to go to bat for you. You can monetize, you can, there's a wonderful article out there called 1,000 True Fans. All you need in your business are 1,000 true diehard fans to make $1 million. That's it. And so, if you can go out there and build your 1,000 true fans, it's an extremely powerful thing to build. So, and it's free. Guys, you can build a Facebook group for free. Like, it's amazing. It is this wonderful tool where you can get free leads. You just set your settings to closed and you ask 3 questions. You make sure one of your questions is, hey, I got this really cool thing. Let me send it to you. What emails should I send it? Right? And boom, you got a free lead. You're done. Very simple. Very simple. So, you want to make your group around a topic that you're super passionate about, because guess what? You're going to be talking to people in there all day long. You're going to be engaging on this topic all day long. So make it something that you really care about. Don't make it about like hamsters if you hate hamsters, right? Like don't make it about something, don't make it a slog. Make it something you really care about. That's number one. And really like consider like, who do I want to serve? Who do I love? Who do I want to hang out with all day? Whose lingo do I already speak? Like who who are my peeps, right? I always tell my people, like, who are your peeps? Like, who are your peeps? Those are who you want to serve. And what are their pain points? What are their problems? What are their desires? What are the things that keep them up at night? And how can you solve them? How can you maybe make it easier? How can you teach them something to get them further, like move the needle for them? So these are all kind of things you want to think about before you go out and construct a group and make a group. They're phenomenal resources, both paid and free. I took a course by Andrew Cruzy called Group Growth and Monetization Strategies. Can 1000% emphatically recommend it. But it may be out of a lot of people's price point. So, if you want to get started with some free resources, I put together actually a 32-page guide. I don't have it like super prominently featured in my group right now, but if you guys DM me, I'll show you where it is, or it's in my group and I can point you to the right direction. But it's a 32-page guide, and what it is, it's kind of a distillation of a lot of the insights that I had going through Cruzy's course, going through some of David Walker's information, some of Peter Berry's information, kind of synthesized and distilled all this information down into this guide where people can get started. And it's like the 7 steps that you definitely want to take if you're going to put together a Facebook group. But it's a lot of it is like laying the foundation, the prep work, etc. I don't go into what you actually do with people when you're in there. So don't expect to find that in there. It's not in there. And that's been the one question that everybody emerges from. It's like, oh shit, now I have this group, what do I do with them, right? Like, it works really well. The methods I teach you, it works really well. You're going to get a lot of people, but then you're going to be like, what do I do? And that's coming. I'm working on that one next, but I don't have it out yet. But what you do is you model other people. You model what works. You go into other groups and you see what these vibrant groups are doing and how they're stimulating interaction. Another great tip is create a Facebook profile funnel. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You'll find lots of information on it. It's called Facebook Profile Funnel. Zeki Ahmed has a great YouTube video about it. You can go watch Zeki Ahmed's video. And you set up your Facebook profile funnel to get people into your group, right? It funnels everybody into your group. And then go to other groups, guys, and don't spam your group link. Don't be weird and nasty and spammy. Provide value. Just attract people to yourself by saying, hey guys, I was reading Expert Secrets the other day and I had this insight, but I just start talking about something valuable, or answering people's questions, or, whatever it is. Just be a valuable contributing community member, and don't be like, hey, if you need more help, like, come DM me or whatever. Don't try to pull people out of the group. Group owners don't appreciate that. Just go in and provide value. And you know what's going to happen? When you provide value and you have your Facebook profile funnel set up to funnel people to your group, this magical thing happens. You provide value. People are like, hey, who's that guy? And they come over to your Facebook profile funnel. They get sucked right in. Next thing you know, they're in your group without you even trying. So just set up the profile funnel and then go be a really great person and provide value everywhere you can. And you will attract amazing people into your group. And it's a really funny thing that happens that way. So you don't have to be spammy or weird about trying to get people into your group.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
No problem.
I'm always telling people, these 4 things. It's always stuck in my mind. See the people. That's why we do social media. Tell your story. Build for events. Invite them to join with you, play with you in these groups or in a funnel, or, send them some of these free offers, and then follow up. And these are like the 4 major things that I tell people every single day if you want to market anything. See the people, tell a story, build for events, and follow up. And so lately we've been seeing this thing I've been sending out to a few of my really good email list people, and some of my close friends are getting this super secret affiliate machine and using really, really well with it. You're the one who actually brought it to my attention. Can you tell some of the newbies of how you've been able to make this one such a success?
So I had some previous success with some of the other duplicatable funnels. This is not a genre that's new, right? The duplicatable funnel, the business in a box type funnel. Catlin has one, Spencer has one, Rachel has one, Chris Fong has one, like everybody has one, right? So I had played around with their funnels and kind of done some tweaks, etc., and run some traffic, some solo ads to them, and had some modicum of success. And then this one kind of came across my attention, and I didn't really do much tweaking in the beginning. I was just like, let me just see what happens. Ran some traffic to it, and I was like, wow! Like, the numbers were so insane. It kind of blew me out of the water, which I think it did to a lot of people at first. and it broke a lot of the solo ads rules, right? It had this like really long video and all the things they tell you not to do on a landing page that you're sending solo ads traffic. So it was just kind of this unicorny, weird, unique thing. And, but I think that it was a great starting point for a lot of people. And it's what you call a blind CPA offer. Like, curiosity drives you through the funnel because you don't really 100% know what's actually being offered, right? It's not like apparent that this is affiliate marketing to start out with. It's just kind of this very curiosity driven thing. And so, in that regard, it worked. And then I started to think, it's this great starting place for people, but it opens up all these questions, and it opens up all this opportunity for learning and support. And what I started to see with my own trials that were coming through, my own ClickFunnels trials, is they'd come through and then they'd be like, I don't know how to set up my own. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do this? Whatever. And so a lot of what I did was born out of a need to support my own trials. I found myself on the phone and like doing Zoom calls with people, helping them set stuff up, coaching them through, okay, I know it tells you just to switch out the link here, but I want you to go and switch out all these links because these are all these amazing opportunities for monetization. I want you to get all of it. And not only that, add in a button that says this and you'll get more monetization, and add in this, and then go send them to your Facebook group if you have one, or go create one, or send them to mine. I don't care, but they're going to need a community to support them. And just started trying to really bring a lot of education and support and community to the people who needed it, because they weren't affiliate marketers. They didn't have access to a lot of the resources that the rest of us have access to, or a lot of the know-how and knowledge. So I wanted to make sure that they were supported. And so just ended up, my SAM funnel setup service actually was just born out of me like doing it a lot of the times for people. And I was like, all right, I should probably make some money on this time that I'm spending with all these people. So we actually formalized a service out of it. And then the next question everybody had was like, okay, now what do I email my people? So I'm like, okay, I wrote a bunch of emails and then monetize that. And it just, so service and monetization kind of went hand in hand with everything I was trying to do. And I was trying to teach my people, look, I want you to also monetize all the things you're doing on the back end, because the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in your back end monetization strategy. And look, the better job you do supporting people, your new trials and your referred affiliates, and really making sure they succeed, the more you're going to succeed, the stickier your trials become, right? They stick around. And so it was really born out of this desire to support people and look for additional monetization opportunities for everybody, right? And help everybody get a better ROI. And just doing a lot of education. That's it. But I think the SAM funnel is a great funnel, and there's a lot of chatter about it and this, that, and the other. I think it's a tool like anything else. So, and I made this analogy on my Facebook page, if you take a hammer and you swing it around wildly, you'll never build a house. But if you actually take that same hammer as a dedicated practitioner and apply it in very specific ways and use best practices, you can actually build a house. So it's the same thing with the SAM. If you're just going to throw solo ads at it and cross your fingers, it's not a roulette table. It's not Vegas. It's not going to give you what you want, but if you put a lot of work and thought and planning and strategy and support into your people, you can actually make it work. But so that's been my experience.
Awesome. I think that, my mentor always told me the law of contribution states that the more people that you help selflessly, your success and happiness is determined on that. And you receive back tenfold. So I love that I know that you genuinely have been helping people, and now for you to be able to take that and monetize that, why not? And it's very minimal, really. I mean, people. Yeah.
It's actually enough to help me afford a VA. That's it.
Yeah.
Get stuff done like that. That's it. So it's been good. And actually, I've got some new stuff coming soon. I can't actually announce what I'm working on next, but there's a very fun thing that I'm working on next that's coming down the pike, and I can probably announce maybe starting next week. So
you Do you somebody was asking if you have an affiliate program. Do you have an affiliate? I thought I saw some mention about that.
I have 2 affiliate programs. In fact, we have an affiliate program for the done for you SAM setup. So if you yourself are running the SAM and you want to offer a done for you setup service to your people, you can earn 30% commission from my affiliate program. We'll do all the work. You earn 30% on everything that we do. So that's one thing. And then if you want to support your people with email swipes, pre-written email swipes, both for their SAM funnel and for their, we also have some swipes that kind of plug right into the end of the SAM. You know, you're not going to be talking to people forever about that. After about 7, 8 emails, if they haven't opened them or they're not interested, then you just move on to other things. And so I've got like 60 email swipes that you can monetize with, like JV Zoo, ClickBank, Warrior Plus offers like that. Put them in there, plug it into the back of your SAM sequence. So I also have an affiliate program for that. So you can also earn 30% on those swipes. And I'm going to get you links, Stacia, as well, so you can have links to those as well. Sure.
Yeah. I want to.
I'm an affiliate marketer at heart. I love my affiliate peeps.
I want to make sure you guys understand that, you know, it's not just like, oh, what do you do? Okay, now we have this funnel. Now you need to follow up. Maybe send a couple emails and they still don't buy, but you guys, you've built such an amazing asset with that, with building your list. You can still send them other stuff. It's okay. Lifetime value of the customer.
Amen. Amen. And that list, right? That is your asset. And the SAM funnel took me from 277 that before I ran traffic, I checked 277 was my little tiny list. And now I'm over 2,500. I mean, and just it's the span of less. I mean, that was amazing. If nothing else, if I didn't make $1, I have this amazing asset, right? That I can now nurture and educate and bring along on this journey and monetize, and anything I ever drop goes to this list, right? So I see a lot of people like me, I didn't make money on the front end. Guys, you know, think about like, there's a concept in retail called a loss leader. They literally lead with a product that they lose money on. Not that they don't even break even. They lose money on that front end product so they can get somebody in the door, and then they make it up on the back end. You have to see your list that way. You have to see your business that way. Sometimes you're not going to break even. You might take a bit of a hit on the front end. And then the beautiful thing is you still have this amazing list. You can make it up on the back end, and it's just incumbent upon you to grow as a marketer, to grow into the challenge set before you and monetize that list, whether it's with emails, whether it's with chatbots, you know, I don't care, whether it's inside of your Facebook group, drive them to your Facebook group and do it that way. But, you know, grow into the marketer that you want to be and monetize.
I love it. I call it the octopus method. It's not just, you know, you guys, Facebook has this glitches the other day and it fell, I don't know, there was an apocalypse. My post wasn't going through and I'm like, what the heck? And then, so if that happens again, or if YouTube, you know, goes down, or any of these other platforms, you know, we're playing by their rules. We don't own them. What we do own is our list. Yep. So. Absolutely. Awesome. Great live, ladies. I want to be like you when I grow up, Daniel. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Any last words or places that people can find you? I know I'll have lots of links for people, but any? Yeah, no, y'all could just come hang out with me in my Facebook group. That's where I spend most of my time. It's where I'm there answering questions every single day. It's called 6-Figure Affiliate Marketing with Alex Elliott. You can come hang out with us, and you know, we're a pretty nice corner of the internet. We're very newbie friendly, and there's few questions that get asked and don't get answered. And if I don't know how to answer them, I'll try and point you in the direction of somebody who does. So awesome. Thanks again, Alex. And we'll see you guys on the next video. And like I always say, much love and aloha.